Welcome into our next edition of the Sam Adams Show. Coach, the season seems to be flying by so fast. I mean, you guys have already played a substantial amount of football to this point. But Coach, last week you went on the road again to Huntsville, Alabama, second time in the last 3 weeks, I believe, and played a very tough Huntsville High 7A team and come out victorious 35-20. Take us back to last Friday night, just overall thoughts of the game, because you knew going in they had a very good quarterback and some receivers, and that's going to be a challenge for you guys.
Yeah, they have a really good team. They have big offensive line, big defensive line, really good running back. They had a 7A All-State receiver. Really had good players in all the spots across the field, and we knew we were going to play really well to beat them. And I saw a lot of growth out of our guys from our McAdory game in the previous week until the Huntsville game. I think the things that we emphasized throughout the week, we saw a lot of improvement on. That was playing a little bit better on both sides of the line of scrimmage. We kind of played them to a standoff in that. I mean, aside from a long run they had with some backup guys in there, both teams were probably right around 100 yards rushing. So it was a very physical game in there, and we were able to capitalize on some opportunities that we got in the passing game, and that was good to see. We took care of the ball and really controlled the game from late first quarter on through the rest of the game.
Coach, you had somebody very special come. Sam Robertson come in. He played quarterback for you last year. Very versatile player as it is.
Yep.
Great athlete in general, baseball player, the whole nine with that guy.
Yep.
He scored 4 first-half touchdowns.
Yeah.
1 on a reverse and then 3 catching. Talk about his performance, how gritty that was for him to come out there like that and perform on a stage versus a 7A, a really good 7A team like that.
He was, the best word to describe the way he played in that game was, he was electric. And every time the ball was headed his way, something good was about to happen for us. And we knew that was going to be the case with him. He's the kind of athlete, the kind of player and person that he is. I think he had 8 touches in the first half, right around 150-ish yards combined between rushes and catches and 4 touchdowns. And I don't know if I've ever had a player score 4 touchdowns in a game, much less in a half. So I was great to see that connection with him at the receiver spot and contributing in different ways.
Coach, I'm going to age up you and I right here with this one, but you're going to get a kick out of this. Al Bundy still talks about the 4 touchdown game. And he did it in a full game. But
that's great. Yep.
Sam did it in the first half.
Yep.
But man, I just aged Coach and I know he knew what I was talking about with that. But all jokes aside, Coach, after a big win like that, man, it kind of gets you guys back on track. That McAdory game did hurt. This one had to help. And then you got Shades Valley rolling in, just coming off a double OT victory last week, 34-28 over Fairfield. Talk about those guys a little bit.
Yeah, so they're 2-0. Played 2 really close ones. They had to get a kind of a low red zone, not quite goal line, but low red zone stop at the end of the game to hold on to beat Stanhope Elmore in the first game of the season, and then the double overtime one last week. So I'm sure they're playing with a lot of confidence, as they should be, if they're 2-0 and have fought through some adversity to win both games. And they've got good players in a lot of spots across the field. They got a really good athletic quarterback that can throw and run. They have a little slot receiver, number 6, is a very dynamic player. They have a corner that's a really experienced guy, is a good player in jersey number 2, and they have one of their inside linebackers is I don't know the official stats, but I'm assuming he's probably around 30 tackles in the 2 games that we've seen. So we'll have to play really well, and I'm glad that we've got a home game against them, and this game will go a long way in deciding region standings at the end of the year.
Coach, when you play home games like that, it's got to give your guys a boost. But talk about, for the average fan that may not know, talk about some of the challenges you had, because a lot of times I've heard coaches say, "Man, I love playing at home, but also we don't want our guys to be low key coming in. How do they use their time before kickoff?"
Sure.
Talk about some of those challenges.
Yeah, it really, you have to have some maturity on your football team in order to handle those the right way, because there's downtime.
That's right.
And you have, during the school day, you have pep rallies a lot of times. This particular school day for us, we're starting our traveling pep rallies in the morning. So we'll be going to 2 elementary schools in the morning
awesome.
with a select number of guys. And then we'll have our high school pep rally in the afternoon. So our seniors will have been through 3 pep rallies
awesome.
by the end of the school. And then we'll have, we eat our pregame meal right at the end of school at 3 o'clock. And then we have some time there between about 3:30 and 5 where it's just kind of zone out time. We don't necessarily, it don't have to be 100% silent during that time, but it's time to be down and quiet. And some guys listen to their headphones, some guys play around on their phones, some guys go to sleep. And really, during that time, it's important for the players just to understand there's all kinds of different guys on this team, and not everybody prepares the same way. So there's more than one right way to do it, and there's a whole bunch of wrong ways to do it too.
That's exactly right.
So we have our coaches naturally sort of monitoring what's going on, but we're just really trying to use that time to rest up and just kind of get some focus.
That's right. Now, Coach, you guys obviously have got some game footage in right now, and you've seen these guys over the summer. Mm-hmm. Do you think you guys are about on pace where you'd like for them to be at this point, or what are some of the things you think you need to kind of look at and adjust to?
Well, I like the fact that we corrected our huge errors from game 1 to game 2.
Gotcha.
So that shows a lot of positives. I don't think any team's right where they need to be right here at this point in the season. We've obviously still got some warts and some shortcomings that we're working to correct, but we're also kind of finding out what is our personality as a team. You practice all kinds of things all during the summer and all that, but then as you go through the season, really your package on offense and defense in a lot of ways becomes smaller when you find out what kind of things you can really lean on, and that's really what we're finding out. We got obviously got guys that have some bumps and bruises this time of the year, and everybody does, and so with some young guys, they're kind of learning how to take care of their bodies maybe a little bit better throughout the week. And I think if we continue to progress in that way, that we can be playing really good football at the end of the year.
Now, you guys have had some success. Oxford has over the past. Shades Valley, I think all the time's 9-1 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Give me some keys that you got to have happen this Friday to make sure you guys are okay versus Shades Valley.
Well, on the offensive side, just control the line of scrimmage and taking care of the ball. And that's kind of a recipe in most games. And when I say take care of the ball, that's really that involves everybody on the offense. It's obviously the quarterback making good decisions, the offensive line, handling the protections the way they need to, and the receivers being open at the right place at the right time. And on defense, it's just going to be limiting their big plays and making them earn everything that they get throughout the course of the game. They got some players, and they'll make some plays at times, but we just got to make sure that we don't just give them any cheap ones.
Coach, I appreciate you as always coming in. I know you're a busy man. I'm going to let you get back at it, and just remember that Al Bundy message. You go back and tell it to the team.
That's right.
All right, Coach.
That's right.
Go Big O.
Go Big O.